Half time in the tie, but a very important job done today.
Yes, with away goals would be better, but we have another clean sheet and a well-deserved clean sheet. It was hard work to not allow chances. They were a strong team, the opponent, and for us it's a little bit in the games, a little bit of an up and down. We have some very good moments, some a bit weaker moments, some unforced errors, some easy ball losses where we sometimes suffer, but we never gave big chances away, and we were solid, and was hard teamwork, and was a tough game, but a deserved win.
Yeah, there were definitely the ups and downs in the first half after Kai's goal.
Yeah.
Second half, everyone came out firing.
Yeah.
Did you say something to everyone?
Yeah, we changed a little bit the structure to be a bit more solid as a block of 5 in the midfield, to have like a midfield of 3, not only of 2 in the first half. I think we started excellent, like the first 10 minutes. Then we had chances, we created chances, we had the goal, and then we got again a bit too passive. We were a bit too deep. And not active enough in the last line, and 2-6 were too deep, so they played through us, through our half, which we don't like, and from there we suffered a bit in ball possession. But like I said, we never conceded chances, never conceded big chances, defended set pieces very well, and kept the belief and hard work. It's the moment to do so. And we fight back, and we find good moments back. And the second half we scored a very good second goal and had the chance to win even with a third one, but it's well deserved.
I suppose the only real negative would be sort of injuries to Kovacic and Hakim Ziyech. What is there an update? I
don't know. I should have substituted Kova earlier at halftime, so we could have saved one more change. So. Hopefully, I don't know what. I didn't see Hakim's injury and did not speak to the doctor yet. I hope it's not too much, but yeah, it's a little bit the story of the season that almost every game or every second game we do substitutes only because of injuries and not because of tactical reasons. So it follows us.
Is that a problem, given that you've got the League Cup final on Sunday?
No, today's Tuesday, no, until Sunday is good, because there's a lot of days for us to recover, so we will take care about that. To be ready on Sunday, in general, we don't like to have that much injuries, and we would like to have more impact from the bench in a tactical matter, but it is what it is, and then let's see. I hope the guys will be ready for Sunday.
Someone who's sort of been in and out of the team with injuries is N'Golo Kante. He has now played back-to-back games. What did you make of his performance? Oh yeah,
I was very pleased today. It took him a while, I have to say. Like, was not the real N'Golo in the last matches. And struggled a bit in belief and in his intensity and in his game in general. And it was good that he stepped up today. It was good to see, and you can instantly see how big the impact is if he is in a good shape. He is our game changer, of course, and he had a huge impact. I'm very happy for him and the team.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Well done. Today, half the job done.
Yeah, I think we knew that it was a very difficult game. They played very good football. I think the first half was very, very difficult for us, but I think now it's half time, and the next game we have to win as well.
You scored after 8 minutes. You seem to be scoring these big goals at really important times. Your last 3 goals for Chelsea have been the League Cup semi-final, the Club World Cup final, which won it, and now this one. Let's not forget you scored in the Champions League final as well. You seem to be the man for the big occasion at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to say. Of course, I always give my best also in Premier League games. Sometimes, of course, you have more luck, sometimes no. But I always give my best, and I help wherever I can.
Are you enjoying the role as the slightly more advanced in the striker position?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's good for me, and I think we have a lot of good strikers. So it's always good maybe to also have a change to maybe not make it easy for the opponent. I think today it worked good. But I enjoy every position forward.
What did you make of the performance today?
I think we didn't play our best football. It was hard. We could not get I think the aggressivity on the pitch that we used to have in the last few weeks. So it was hard, and at the end we win it 2-0. That's the most important thing. From there on, we keep on going. Now it's another competition on Sunday, and we have to focus on that now.
Yeah, the big games keep coming as well. How much are you enjoying this process of fighting for silverware? You've got a chance for another just so soon after winning the Club World Cup.
Of course. I mean, it's crazy. We have a lot of chances, I think, to win another trophy on Sunday, and I think we know it will be a tough game on Sunday, but we will put all our... sorry?
Are you excited?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we put all our strengths together and hope that we win this game.
Thank you very much, Kai. Well done.
You enjoyed his performance tonight, didn't you?
I did, and I think it shows just another dimension to Chelsea. You know, when Havertz plays up front or he plays off the left or the right without Lukaku, they can still win the game. This shows a different movement for the forward. So I think Chelsea, you know, they're gaining that momentum back again, and obviously a good performance to go into the final this weekend.
Do you play him in that game?
Yeah, I think you can't drop him. You know, in that interview there, you see he scores in big games, he scores in big moments. It's just who else plays on the either side of him. But Chelsea and Thomas Tuchel have got options with Lukaku on the bench as well.
Shall we have a look at the goal?
Let's have a look. I mean, it's a lovely ball, like Rio said at half time. But look at the space at the front post where Lille have allowed him to run through. It's a good header. He's done what you're taught to do. You just get in there and get your head on it and get it down. Listen, and he said he's got that knack of doing it in big games. And certain players have got that sparkle. They've got that bit of magic. And Kai Havertz has got it. You know, and that will come into the manager's thinking when he's thinking about cup finals, big games. He look round, who's his characters who's not going to fluff their lines? Who are the ones that are going to get the job done? And Kai Havertz, he's got that German blood where he's under pressure in the big games.
What's it like when you have those players in your team where you know when the chips are down in the big moments, there's someone that's going to deliver?
That just breeds confidence in the team. You know you've got moments in the game where things aren't going to plan, but you can rely on these people. He's a reliable source here because the games that come that are big, that need someone to stand up and take responsibility, he gets bigger, he gets stronger. You can see that there's a confidence about him. The way he plays anyway, there's a gracefulness about the way he plays, but there's an assuredness behind that as well, which goes beyond these years. He's still a young player in terms of experience, but he's making big impact in big games.
And of course, tonight, it was kind of in the context of the conversation around Romelu Lukaku over the last few days as well. And he showed how central he can be. I mean, he had something like 23 touches in the first half compared to 7 in the whole game for Romelu at the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the story will be you've dropped a £100 million striker. You know, Thomas Tuchel said, you know, resting him. But when you're playing the Champions League, you play your best players who you think's going to win the game. So that story was there. So Havertz has gone onto the pitch knowing he has a role to play. It's where he finished last year in that sort of 9 position. I thought he was brilliant. He takes charge of the situation. He plays in between the two centre halves, running across them, and he held the ball up well for Chelsea tonight, which allowed Pulisic and Ziyech to get on the ball. Look at this. He's always threatening. He doesn't make silly runs. This is very important because he's got the conviction and belief. We're talking about Lukaku, about the service, right? Bang. He's seen it there. Now he's taken charge of the situation. He's run across the centre half. You know, and that's a striker's mentality from effectively a number 10, a midfielder. And he was at it all night. This is just before the goal. Again, good, well-timing movement, not just running for the sake of it. I think he comes alive in the box as a player, wherever he plays. And again, this is what I like. Passion, penetration, taking your team forward. That is brilliant for midfielders. When you've got a striker who gets on the press and does that, gets his shot off, you know, and he ended and started his night with a goal. The difference, this was the big difference in the game. After that, for me, the tie was won.
Chelsea do you reckon his best positions as a number 9?
I do. We've had
a big problem then for Chelsea, isn't it? If it is.
It's a huge problem. Think about his form towards the end of last season where he was in that position, kept dropping off and you had runners in behind. I think his best position is a number 9, but, you know, that's not good for Lukaku.
But his versatility helps him. He doesn't have to be a number 9. He can play off either side as well. So I think that helps him in this team. Because tonight, Lukaku's not come on because maybe he's a bit one-dimensional. If Havertz is on the bench tonight, he's coming in the game. So I think his versatility, certainly for Chelsea, helps as well.
Do you know what sorry. I think he reminds me of like Firmino for Liverpool, that character that knits it all together. Even when he was at his pomp for Firmino 6 months ago, like, you know, he would have been a nightmare to Mark, really, you know, because he can go that way, but when he goes in there, he can hurt you as well.
Big questions.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the second goal. And before we see the man who puts the ball in the back of the net, the man who set the goal up. I mean, we'll talk about him in more detail later on, but even talking about it puts a smile on your face.
I love N'Golo Kante. I mean, how many times have we seen this? You know, look at this great touch here, eliminates the midfield with one touch, counter-attacking moment, you know, he's driving the team forward. We saw it in the first half as well, and then he just waits for his moment to slot it in. What's really interesting about this clip is you see Havertz and Pulisic on either side. That space that Kante's running into is the number 9 space. It's vacated. If Lukaku's in the team, it's a question mark whether that's vacated space. So again, this just shows the dimension of Chelsea with forwards that are a bit more fluid. So he waits for his moment. He slots it into Pulisic.
He plays it in there, to be fair. And you know what? It is a great goal. I agree with Eddie. It's a fantastic goal, but Font makes it so much easier for Kante. If he just stays out here, in and around these areas here, that ball that Kante wants to play out here doesn't become available. But the problem you've got is Font comes in so far towards the other centre-half to protect him that he actually allows this space to kind of appear and then says to Kante, go on, you play it in there.
Why do you think he's done that? Because you were screaming that. What is he doing while he was actually doing? What's he thinking there?
I don't know why he came over. I don't think he actually saw or appreciated that Pulisic was out there. He's come in, he's made it so easy for him to play that ball by coming in. He's thinking Kante's running at goal and he wants to protect his centre-half, where really you have to have the awareness on the outside of you. That man's out there and don't allow that to be played, and then all of a sudden the ball gets played in there and it's an exquisite finish. But look here, he comes in. We just pull that back. He knows that there's a blue shirt. He must know there's a blue shirt outside him. He should know at least. But obviously his body position tells you when he's seen it. Look, he's got his back to it. He can't see out here where Pulisic is because his body is facing N'Golo Kante and his defensive partner. So he doesn't know about the space that's in and around this area. And it's a great goal from Chelsea's point of view, but a goal that could have been handled differently and better by Lille. And when Font sees that, I think at the end, I think he'll be disappointed with that.
And if you just stop on this angle for a second, Rio, just talk us through that finish, Andy, from one striker to another.
Yeah, again, it's just waiting for that moment for the goalkeeper to go down. So it just lifts it with a little curl, just lifts it over him. You know, how many times do we see a striker keep it low, keeper saves it, but it's just that little deft touch to just lift it over, and it's a goal. Great counter-attacking goal, and again, another forward in the team that scores.
It's uncoachable, isn't it? And you won't go, right, we're going to do one-on-ones, we're going to run full pelt at the goalkeeper, then wait for him to go down, and as you're falling, lift it over him. It's just instinctual.
Neymar, Paris Saint-Germain and Brazil forward, says he would like to play in MLS before retirement. Neymar, who is under contract at PSG until June 2025, said he was more likely to play in the US than return to his home country of Brazil. Neymar: I don't know if I'll play in Brazil again. I'd love to play in the US actually. I'd love to play there at least for a season. Neymar would like to play in the MLS for at least a season before he calls time on his career. The Paris Saint-Germain and Brazil forward, who is under contract at the French club until June 2025, said he was more likely to play in the US than return to his home country. I don't know if I'll play in Brazil again, the 30-year-old said on the Phenomenos podcast. I have some doubts about that. I'd love to play in the US actually. I'd love to play there at least for a season. First of all, their season is shorter, so I'd get 3 months vacation, Neymar joked. The former Barcelona player said he had not decided when he would hang up his boots, but added he would play at least until the end of his PSG contract. I joke with my friends that I will retire when I'm 32. But it's just a joke. I don't know, he said. Honestly, I will play until I'm mentally tired. If my mental health is okay and my body as well. Physically, I think I'll still last a few years. But my mental health is the most important thing. Neymar's PSG teammate Kylian Mbappé says he is undecided about his future as he enters the final 5 months of his contract. Mbappé, 23, scored a stoppage-time winner for the French club in last week's Champions League last 16 first leg against Real Madrid at the Parc des Princes, in a game that was billed as his audition for the Spanish club. Real are favourites to sign him on a free transfer in the summer after PSG rejected their £135 million bid for the forward last August, despite him being in the final 12 months of his contract. "No, I've not decided," he replied. "I give my best, and then we will see what happens next season."